Uh, One of the main things that I want to talk about and keep running across my mind. I don't know how well I'm gonna execute it, but I'm gonna try my best. Because sometimes I get lost for a lot of words and then I get stuck and then I don't know what the hell to say. But it seemed like to me from in my opinion, from being around our women of color, it seems more like they I understand why God don't set women up over nothing because when it comes to so especially in particular we live in a society modern day slavery we have the European people and we have the European men and that's running this earth. You see what I'm saying? And they are I noticed that they it seems like to me more than likely they become more docile to European man. For example, like when they do something good or if they do something nice, they tend to like get very vulnerable and be like, most of them, not all of them. It doesn't go out to all of them. They be like, oh, he was so sweet. Get him some water. Get her some water. This and that and the third. It's like they have a job or anything. If they give them just a job or something, they're gonna look at them somehow. They're gonna look at them as these great people, and they don't do no wrong. They like, oh, he's the perfectest person. They see one white person that so-called white person do something good. The first thing go through their mind, oh, all of them are not like that. Then they got one like this here, and grass is green over on the other side. I'm gonna marry me a white person. I'm gonna do this and that and the third. And as soon as you call them out, they don't want you to call them out on their stuff in front of so-called white people because it's like they act like the European people are gods, and they act like they can do no wrong. When they we see it every day on this regular television that y'all that right there we see it right there on the TV every day. How you see our people of color be sitting there. Look at that. Look at him. Look at that. I don't have the TV up, but you can clearly see one black man. I don't know what the hell they're saying because I got the TV down. You got one white, so-called white man here, and another one, and we still trying to converse with the same nation that actually been killing our people for centuries, and we still trying to love the very people, the same ones that we. It's like we trying to look for something out of them and trying to love them and trying to get along with them. And they clearly is showing you every day through their actions, they don't give a damn about you. You know, it's crazy out here, man. It's like when it comes to them European men, it's like they treat them like they're gods. You see what I'm saying? Um, Matter of fact, let me see if I can at least pull up something, back up what I'm saying. Okay, let's go to how were the women of color submissive to slavery? Reclaiming a certain sexual agency, Black Dixon Scholar or something. Let's see if we can find something here. Treatment of slaves. The treatment of slaves varied, but the laws and slaveholding states left enslaved people without defense or in recourse, and any punishment was often meted out in response to the disobedient or perceived uh, infiltration, but sometimes abuse was carried out simply to resert the dominance of the of master of overseers. Slaveholders ripping, shaking, hanging, beaten, buried, mutilated, branded, and imprisoned slave women were often subject to rape and sexual abuse. They offspring of slave women with a man of any race were born into slavery. That's a lie. Oh, I don't know what that, you know. But look at here. It says the offspring of slave women with a man of any race. The offspring of slave woman with a man of any race was born into slavery, resulting in a large number of mixing race or multi slaves. That goes into French Creole and all that kind of stuff. In contrast, many Southern scientists strongly prohibited sexual relation between white women and black men in an attempt to maintain racial purity. In other words, they didn't want, well, which we ain't supposed to be doing no way, mixing with the other nations. A person of mixed African, Caucasian descent. The term is used historical context, but not in modern culture. General elements in slave trade. That's when they was trading and selling our people. The treatment of slaves in the United States varied widely depending on conditions, time, and place. Generally spoken, urban slaves in the northernmost southern states has been working conditions and more freedom than their counterparts on deep south plantation as slavery became more enriched and slaves both more numerous and vulnerable. Punishment for infection increased. Treatment was generally characterized by brutally degrading, degenerated, degradation or something, inhumanity, inhumanly wiping, executing, and rapes were commonplace, and slaves were usually denied educational opportunities. Let's read. Treatment was generally characterized brutally, degradation, and inhumanely wipings, executing, rapes were commonplace. Slaves were usually denied. Slaves were usually denied educational opportunities. such as learning how to read or write. I fit that because I couldn't even read or write, bro. And what I'm saying is, bro, we still dealing with that even in this modern time right now today in 2021. It says, such as learning how to read or write. Medical care was often provided to slaves by the slaveholders, family or following slaves who had gleaned medical knowledge and and ancestral I don't even know what that is. Ancestral folk I don't know what they are, remedies are experienced during their time in captivity. After well-known rebellions such as that by the Turner in 1831, some states even prohibited slaves from holding religious gatherings due to the fear that such meetings would communication and possibly lead to interaction or escape. Yeah, so that's what was going on, man. General gender and slavery of Oxford handbooks. Abstract keywords. In the last 3 decades, general has become an indisputable category of analyzing in the study of slavery in the Americans Illuminati, both the day-to-day lives of and enslaving people, and ideals about race and slavery, while studying gender means much more than studying women. The literature on slavery, enslaving women, especially influential in part because of gender analyzing our origins and women's history, and in part because of women's central importance in slavery and women and ideals about them shaped slavery from beginning to end. It shaped slavery from beginning to end. This article discusses the origins of slavery, and that the gender division of slaves labor reproducing in slavery. Sexuality in enslaved families, black feminism and masculinity and mystery and white gender identities and politics. There was a lot of stuff going on during this time, but I'm gonna stop it here and see what happens.